I am flummoxed. I'm flabbergasted. I am appalled by what is happening in the Los Angeles housing market. This week, the median price of a new listing climbed by an unprecedented and absurd amount. And at the same time, the market saw a whole flood of new listings. The spring season is gearing up to be one of the wildest in years, and we've had nothing but wild years since the pandemic. The data is crazy, so let's just get into it. This is the Los Angeles real estate update for February 11th, 2025. I'm Jon Schwartz, California's 1% homebuyer agent. I'm going to start doing these LA updates every other week, so if you're planning to buy a home in Los Angeles, subscribe and stay tuned every other week. And visit jonch.com to learn how you can save, on average, more than $10,000 on your LA home purchase. That's jonsch.com. Now let's get into the data. And we're looking at the latest weekly print from Redfin for the Los Angeles metro market. And guys, one thing that I want to emphasize today is how important this very current data is. When you're looking at housing data, there's data that's very current, as in it happened this last week. And then there's data that seems current, but it's actually stuff that happened a month ago. And we're going to start with median sale price. As I hope you understand by now, each line represents a year. This green line here is our current year, 2025. The orange line is 2024, etc. There's the guide. And this week, prices actually fell. Last week, the median sale price of a home in Los Angeles was $889,000. This week, it fell to $880,000. That's perfectly in line with what happens historically. Prices usually bottom out right here on Super Bowl weekend. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that median sale price reflects homes that were marked as sold this week. And homes that were marked as sold this week went into contract about 30 days ago, because that's how long your average escrow lasts. So this price point, $880K, this is the price point that homes were going into contract at about a month ago. Now we're looking at new listing median price. And this is the median price that new listings are coming to market this week. So this is very current data. This is what has happened just in the past week. And as you can see, we have this dramatic explosion this January and February, absolutely unprecedented. I mean, the past 4 years are all living down here. And look at how this year's new listing median price has just, I don't even know what to say. This week, the new listing median price of a home in Los Angeles was $1,051,225. That's $55,000 above last week, and that's $168,000 more than the beginning of the year. I mean, that's shocking. In a typical year, the median list price of a home in Los Angeles climbs maybe $50,000 from the beginning of the year to kind of an early peak around this time. It's not like the peak for the year, but as you can see, in January, prices pick up. The market starts to come back to life after the holiday doldrums. But this year has just been this completely unprecedented spike. I mean, I don't know what to attribute it to except the fires in Los Angeles. Obviously, the fires perhaps have a lot of opportunistic sellers, greedy agents saying, hey, a lot of people want to get new homes right now. Let's jack these prices up, right? Just for perspective, the highest new listing median price in Los Angeles ever was set back in June of 2024 at $961,000. And keep in mind, this is June. This is the summertime. This is when list prices are supposed to peak. Here we are in the first week of February, or the second week of February, and we're over $1 million. I mean, it's really, really absurd. But what's completely absurd is that the supply and demand dynamics of this market do not support a price level this high at all. Let me show you. So now we're looking at new listings, and this is another very current data point. This is how many new listings came to market this week. So this isn't reflecting what happened a month ago. This is again reflecting this week, just as the new listing median price point reflects what's happening this week. And as you can see, 2025, our green line, new listings are shooting upward. Now, it is typical for new listings to ramp up in January and into February. But look at where we are right now in 2025. 1,419 new listings hit the LA market this week. That's up 20.5% from the same period last year. And we can see that the growth in listings over last year has only been accelerating. A week ago, we were only 9.7% over the same period last year. The week before that, we were at 3.2% over the same period last year. So what we're seeing simultaneously is listing prices skyrocketing and inventory skyrocketing. And those two trends just aren't compatible. You can't have a huge uptick in inventory and sustain a huge uptick in pricing. And the way the real estate market works, pricing is a lot more fungible than inventory. It's a lot easier to do a price drop than to take a home off market, have a family change their plans about when they were going to sell their home and move into a new one. But it gets even more crazy. Check this out. All right, now we're looking at homes sold. This is the number of homes that were sold this week, and our numbers are fine. We sold 677 homes on the LA market this week. That's just under last year's numbers. I mean, practically identical to last year's numbers, and that's fine, right? But remember, homes sold reflects homes that completed transactions this week. The sale ended this week, meaning these are homes that went into contract a month ago. So this data point, homes sold, is not one of those super current pieces of data like new listing median price and new listings. For the super current data, we have to look at pending sales. This is the number of homes that went pending this week. Going pending means the home enters into contract. The escrow process begins. And these homes, most of them, will become homes sold in about 30 days. Some of them will fall out of contract, but the majority of them will close. And when we look at pending sales, we see that this year, the green line is trending behind the previous 2 years. This week, 910 homes went pending. That's 10.5% less than the same period last year. And we've been trailing last year for quite some time. Last week, we trailed last year by 17.8%. The week before that, we trailed last year by 16.3%. So even though the homes sold metric looks, pretty solid, that metric's actually like a month old. It's reflecting what happened a month ago. And the pending sales metric shows that sales are trailing behind last year. So sellers are asking for huge prices, lots of new inventory is coming to market, and way less inventory is getting sold. Now looking at active listings, this is the total number of listings that are on the market. Right now we're sitting at 13,594 listings on the Los Angeles market. That's almost 20% more than this time last year. And as you can see, active listings has bottomed out, has made its turn north. And we'll see how far listings grow relative to last year. If new listings continues riding high and pending sales continues to trail behind last year, we're going to see this number ramp up. And as a homebuyer agent, that's exciting. Of course, when inventory is outpacing demand, that means that supply is high. The metric that brings that all together is weeks of supply. And as you can see, we have more supply on the market now than we've had since before the pandemic. We actually just moved laterally this week from 20.7 to 20.7 weeks of supply. So supply didn't grow this week relative to demand, but it also didn't fall. And as you can see, it's the highest it's been in the last 4 years. Now we're looking at average sale to list ratio. This is the ratio of the average sale price of a home in Los Angeles to the average list price of a home in Los Angeles. And right now, in February 2025, we are at 99.6%, which is relatively low for Los Angeles. Los Angeles usually rides above the 100% mark. And this is going to be the metric to watch because there's never been such a juxtaposition between the prices that sellers are asking for the homes they're selling and the raw dynamics of the market and where they suggest prices should go. So I think we should see average sale to list ratio continue under 100% for weeks to come, which will be very unusual for Los Angeles. However, if average sale to list starts to climb toward 100 or even surpass 100, well, then I won't know what to tell you. But that's the Los Angeles housing market. It's freaking crazy. If you're looking for a little clarity, check out my 2025 California Homebuyer's Guide. It has all the information that you need this year to make the best decision you can, including the latest conforming loan limits, the latest agency rules about how to work with a real estate agent, and the latest state regulations surrounding homeowners insurance. Stuff you need to know, so check it out, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.